As a Russian who talks about Russian propaganda, I know that it comes in many different forms. It can be in the form of regular Russian TV and Russian news. Sometimes it comes from the mouth of a famous Western media personality. Sometimes it comes in the form of a viral meme video. And now guys, in the big 2025, I am very happy to announce that we have reached a new level of Russian propaganda. Because now we have Ukraine war propaganda AI Slop. I want to leave this planet.
Это мой влог. Ну вот первый день живу без помощи ЕС. Греюсь санкциями, ем старые брошюры НАТО. Каждый вечер молюсь на Урсулу, чтобы выслала паёк. Вот мой лухари-отель. Букинг 0 звезд. Туалет, тут все по европейским стандартам. Бумаги, конечно, нет. Но есть печатный доклад Байдена. Он мягче, чем кажется. Все, ухожу в цивилизацию. Я готов. Я вернулся.
Опять с поборами пришел. Назад в лес, бродяга Европозора.
Да иди ты в жопу!
Но не приняли.
Why do I have to look at this for my job, guys? I hate this. Yes, guys, what you just witnessed right here is obviously a video that is not real, okay? I don't know if all of you guys have kept up with, you know, the advancement of AI and so on, and with how AI can now just not only create photorealistic photos, but also photorealistic videos. Guys, this is basically the future of humanity, where the worst person that you know that is making the dumbest and most incoherent point of all time now has the creative tools to create slop out of their insane ideas, which can also apparently be turned into pro-war propaganda. Hey there people, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and in today's video we're gonna be checking out Ukraine war AI Slop and ponder human-made atrocities beyond our comprehension. Now, Russia in AI is actually something I've already talked about previously on my channel. Like 2 years ago, there was a case where Russia's tech giant Yandex created its own ChatGPT clone called GigaChat. Yes, that's the actual name. And essentially, actual members of the Russian government got annoyed and mad at this AI for not being patriotic enough and for being too pro-Ukrainian or whatever. And in general, Russian social media is also pretty much being taken over by AI Slop right now. And at this point, a lot of people can barely tell AI apart from reality.
Можна говорити російською в Україні?
Можна, поняла, кастрюля, блядь.
Вона зрадниця! Хапайте її!
This right here is clearly not a real video, okay? What we're witnessing right here is essentially an AI caricature. AI lady wearing traditional Ukrainian clothing. Also, she has the Ukrainian, like, coat of arms instead of a microphone. Yes, this is Ukraine's advanced technology in 2025, you guys. This is real. And also, she has a steel pot on her head. Now, this one needs a little bit of explanation of Z lore, right? But basically, this grandma in the video, the girl asks her if you can speak Russian in Ukraine, and this lady says, yes, of course you can, you dumbass pothead. So pothead, or kastruligolovy, it's like a Russian insult towards Ukrainian people that is pretty popular with the Z community right now. In Ukraine, during the protests and the revolution of 2013 and 2014, the government passed a law banning Ukrainians from wearing helmets and hard hats at protests. And in protest to that decision, a lot of Ukrainians started wearing steel pots on their heads. So the word pothead here is not referring to the fact that Ukrainians like to partake, no. It's about wearing steel pots on their head, which is... it's like the main go-to insult against Ukrainians right now. And I guess it's like funny, but it's actually funnier because people did it out of spite to the government and they actually won in the end, right? And the government was changed. While Russians cannot do anything about their government, so I don't get what really the fucking point is here. And yeah, the old lady tells her that she can speak Russian and, you know, basically...
Кастрюля, блядь.
Вона зрадниця! Хапайте її!
Now, surely, guys, this is a video that people don't think is real. Surely people understand that this is AI. Okay, let's check out some comments. Top comments. Such a brave grandma. Fire and left an emoji. Good job, old babushka. I bow down to you. You're wonderful. Good job, grandma. The grandma is 100% correct. There's Ukrainians saying that this is AI. Great job, grandma. Glory to Russia. I mean... Long story short, guys, yes, people think it's real. There's people in Russia who really think that Ukrainians walk around with pots on their heads 24/7, interviewing people with Ukrainian trident microphones. Look, I'm not surprised whatsoever, actually. For example, there's this YouTube short that I know of that has 60 million views called Double Vladimir Putin in the Army.
Владимир Владимирович, Почему в 83-й бригаде кормят срочников хуже, чем положено?
Знаете, Сергей.
So you get it, it's a guy making a Putin impression, and they put like a deep fake AI face of Putin over the guy's face. And there's like a billion comments here saying that this is real. He doesn't just look the same, he also has a talent. Keep this guy safe, we can make so many historical movies with him. And there's basically like 1,000 comments of like old Russian grandmas who really think that there's a guy somewhere out there in Russia walking around looking like that. So yeah guys, all this AI slop is insanely crazy, and what's more scary is that a lot of people believe these videos to be real and actually cannot tell apart reality from AI. That actually terrifies me, and I believe that as human beings we should do a lot better. And one way in which you can do that is properly filtering your media and news consumption. That is why I partnered with my good old friends from ReadPartner for this video. ReadPartner lets individual professionals, small teams, and large organizations organize their media monitoring operations in one place. With ReadPartner, you can create timelines which will allow you to monitor traditional sources, keywords all over the internet, social media accounts, trends, and so on. You can even create anonymous email inboxes, which allow you to subscribe to different mailing lists and newsletters without flooding your personal or work inbox. If that sounds convincing, then give ReadPartner a try by going to the link down in the description and receive a 14-day zero commitment free trial. And use the code NFKRZ1 at checkout to get 34% off of a ReadPartner after your free trial. Overall, I've been working with ReadPartner for a while now. It's a great platform with a great team. Once again, make sure to try it out through the link down in the description, even if you're just signing up for the 14-day free trial. It helps to show the brand that the sponsorship was worthwhile and also supports the channel. Thanks to ReadPartner for sponsoring this video, and let's get right back into it. So yes guys, we are fucking cooked. You see, when I discuss Russian propaganda on this channel, I've talked quite a lot about these viral propaganda videos that Russia would usually make, kind of trying to make fun of the West and Ukraine and so on, and you know, paint Russia as the greatest. I've reacted to a couple of these at this point. Like there was one where there's a couple flying from America to Russia on a plane, and then they meet like caricatures of trans and gay people, and they have to like kneel in front of a black guy because apparently that's what Americans do. Or there was one about how Europe is actually freezing because they have like no Russian gas anymore. They also made viral videos like making fun of Russians who left Russia, who moved to Georgia and stuff. There were also terrible army recruitment videos basically saying that if you don't join the Russian army and go to fight in Ukraine, you're actually gay. That's also a real one. And now essentially, right, we reached a new level where they don't even have to actually hire actors anymore, or pay anybody, or have a set, or have a camera crew. Now you can just make these racist, xenophobic, homophobic propaganda videos by simply typing in a prompt, and there you go, it's viral Z content.
Вы не должны думать. За вас думаем мы.
А де ви взяли гроші на амуніцію?
Квартиру мамкину продав.
Скажите, пожалуйста, почему уже 2 недели у людей нет воды в кранах?
Мы перешли на новый уровень. Теперь я только дождевая вода, чистая вода, без Кремля.
Слава тазикам.
Am I the only one who gets the feeling that AI is actually stealing your soul when you watch it? Like, God, I hate this. I mean, that one right there, I don't think you need any explanation. It's just like Russian cope and projection. They're making a point that, you know, the Ukrainian leaders and stuff are not giving the people any choice, and that the people just have to, like, live in literally 1984, just only listen to what the government tells them to do. Yes, not like Russia in the slightest. Yes, Russia doesn't tell its people what to think or do, right? They're also making fun of, like, the corruption and so on in Ukraine. Meanwhile, Russia has zero corruption, of course, yes. It's just fucking horrible. And the thing is, right, even though I mostly found pro-Russian Z AI Slop for this video because I guess it's just easier to find, the bots are working overtime, but actually people are creating this type of content on both sides of the war. Let's check out some Ukrainian AI Slop for a change.
Смотрите, какая Москва уникальная и красивая летом. Лучший город в мире. Я люблю Москву.
I mean... Yes, so this right here is once again not a real video. I mean, I don't know if I even have to explain this, that this is not a real video, but yes, this is not real footage of the Red Square, okay? But like, I mean, it's clearly obvious what kind of commentary is being made here, right? It's supposed to be like a vlog, like this is vloggers in Russia, I guess. And this is Moscow, you know, this is what some people think Moscow looks like, you know, a lot of, women in burqas, a lot of trash, sheep walking around. I mean, look. In the same way as Russian AI slop is not representative of the Russian people as a whole, I want to believe that this right here is also not a representative of the Ukrainian people as a whole, because, you know, really hard to beat the Nazi allegations, honestly, with this one. they're making a point that, you know, Russia is being overtaken by migrants and like Muslims and so on, which kind of partly is a commentary that has the right to exist, I guess. Recently, you know, I made a video about how a lot of people think that Russia has no migrants and so on, even though Russia does have like a major migrant population. A lot of Muslims live in Moscow, you know, a lot of Russians actually find it as an issue and a problem, and there's a lot of growing sort of resentment and xenophobia in Russia right now. But still, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to be Islamophobic while we're trying to make fun of Russia, you know what I'm saying?
Москва, Даша, самое безопасное место в мире. Здесь все любят друг друга и относятся друг к другу с терпимостью и уважением.
В Москве много культур. Не бойтесь, это чья-то свадьба, это местные традиции.
Yes, this is like referencing how in a lot of, for example, northern Caucasian regions of Russia, like Dagestan, for example, they're famous for their very loud wedding celebrations. And actually, in those regions of Russia, the rule of law is slightly different, and there's a lot of guns going around and stuff. So people actually like actively shooting weapons, shooting AK-47s in the sky and so on during their wedding, just driving from a car and shooting an AK-47 because they just have guns there and the laws of Russia don't really work there. That's what they're referencing here, and they're referencing, I guess, that Russia is heading in a way that this is going to happen in Moscow as well. There's a little bit of a point there somewhere maybe, but like, I fucking hate this nevertheless. I absolutely despise it.
Прекрасные люди, и как здесь чисто. Красная Москва, я так рад быть здесь. Посмотрите, какая красота.
So they made a... I don't know if I should say this, that's gonna be very... I don't even believe it, but... Yes, haha, they made Russia look like the average European capital in 2025. Yes, definitely, guys. Yes, this is, of course, definitely what Europe looks like.
Красивая Москва, просто невероятно. Посмотрите на эти улицы, эти исторические здания.
Москва просто невероятна. Столько истории, столько красоты. Посмотрите на эти улицы, это потрясающе.
Какая красота.
Okay, This is the problem with AI. It doesn't know when to fucking stop. We get it. It's trash and like scary people in burqas walking around because you think they're scary. You made your point. We don't need like 20 different cuts of the same shit, but they're gonna generate it because once again, this is the future, guys. 2025, we thought that the internet and communication and technology is gonna bring humanity together, but instead it gave us tools to only further divide each other and to only further create like hateful slop against each other. Yes, this shit, Tyler Oliveira's fucking thumbnails, this is the future now, you guys. This is the future where the worst person that you know that has the worst point ever can now illustrate that dumbass point in video form. I hate my life. Alright, let's get back to some Z Slop for a change.
Я за мінералкою їду.
Годен. Запихайте в бусика.
Я не хочу з вами. Пакуем, наш клиент.
Yes, so... I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. What the fuck is Koshikoi Gved, bruh? And it says right here, the only thing that's effective in the country is just TSK, and it's against the people. This is also like another major Z point right now. You know how Ukrainians like to say that Russians are slaves and stuff, and you know, they're slaves to Putin? Well, Russians actually have a comeback. They actually like to say, oh yeah, you say we're slaves, and we can't do anything, but you guys are literally getting conscripted and like taken off of the street and sent to the war, and you can't do anything about it, and you cannot even leave the country and stuff. And it's like, yeah, maybe once again, you have a point there. If I was a Ukrainian male, I don't know how I would react. I honestly really doubt that I would want to go to war, and I probably would try to avoid military service. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And mandatory conscription and mobilization, it's all not great, but I think it's just the most cynical thing. Coming from Z Russians, the people who support the invasion of Ukraine, you do understand that the only reason why Ukrainians are like being forcefully mobilized and stuff to defend the country is because Russia invaded. If Russia did not invade, Ukraine wouldn't be doing this. I mean, people are just fucking, they just have no empathy anymore. They will just continue to cope and create hateful shit. And once again, AI gives the perfect opportunity to these people to execute their greatest wishes. Are you a Z Russian that is coping with the fact that you do not matter in your own country and you have absolutely zero impact on anything that is being done, on any decisions being made? Just make sure to think that Ukrainians are actually doing worse because, you know, they're forced to fight in a war that your country started, and that like somehow makes you more free and like more righteous and happy about yourself. I don't know, I think you're a fucking psychopath.
Що таке незламність?
Жити за 2000 гривень на місяць.
Скажіть, як ви відловлюєте тих, хто без каструлі ходить?
Спершу попереджаємо, а потім мобілізуємо прямо на місці.
Що таке незламність?
It's incredible that they're trying to make these points about like grandmas living on terrible small pensions, which is happening in Russia also. They're talking about like, you know, greedy, corrupt, you know, military officials that don't care about the people. Once again, shit that also is happening in Russia. Like, this is precisely like the very essence of Russian propaganda and Z-copium. Like, Ukraine is pretty much a reflection of Russia in a lot of ways because we still come from like that same Soviet fucking system. And these things that they're calling out Ukraine for are very relevant in Russia. These are problems that exist on the same, if not worse level in a lot of cases. But these people are not gonna be making AI slop about how in Russia people are poor or whatever. No, of course not. That would be Russophobic, I guess, because criticizing your country and having a fucking brain is Russophobic now. Now you gotta suck the president's to be a fucking patriot. That's how it works. I don't know what just got into me, guys. That was a cut that. Like, how can you as a Russian seriously be calling out Ukraine for having low salaries and low pensions? Like, are you what the fuck? Where the fuck do you live, bruh? I mean, this is just rage bait. It's just rage bait. And I got successfully rage baited. What can I do, guys? I have feelings. I'm sorry.
Є свобода вибору в українців.
Конечно, блядь, каждый день выбираешь, кого вытащить из ТЦК, сына или мужа.
Чому не державною? Є свобода...
This is so fucking ass, bro. Again, like, real video, you know, Ukrainian outfit, pot on the heads. This lady says, yes. She asks if there's any, like, choice in Ukraine, you know, referring to the fact that, like, Ukraine doesn't have elections, right? Because they're in a state of a war, which is, once again, really ironic coming from Russians, as if Russia fucking has elections that matter. Then the lady responds saying, yes, I have a choice whether I need to save my son or my husband from the military draft. And then she responds with, why are you not speaking the country's language? Essentially, once again, making fun of Ukrainians who are, like, choosing to speak Ukrainian instead of Russian, and, you know, if you choose to speak Ukrainian, you're a pothead, basically. And these are real people, by the way. Like, just look at these comments, guys. These are real people. I want to die. I don't want to keep living in this fucking world anymore. Like, this is so fucking dystopian. It's actually insane. Like, once again, any idiots can now make any dumb fuck point that doesn't even make sense. The AI machine vomits out this ungodly fucking creation. This is the world that we have to live in now. This is... And it's only gonna get better, by the way. The quality is only going to get better from here on out. More and more people will not be able to tell apart AI and reality. And if you think that this might not touch you or your family, and that you're safe, and that you can tell the difference, I'm sorry, but I think AI is gonna surprise us a lot down the road. And yeah, I mean, pretty much right now, anybody can make up any reality that they want. And this is actually why AI Slop and Russian propaganda works together so well. Because Russian propaganda has been creating an alternate reality in people's heads for like the past 25 years, 30 years. And now you can not just tell people about it, but you can also create images. You can almost create a material version of that fake reality and convince even more people of their bullshit and create even more slop that will feed into people's confirmation biases, making them more Z and more patriotic and whatnot. So, I don't know. I'm not really feeling very optimistic about the future. What can I say? I'd like to stay here with you guys longer and make this video longer, react to this a little more, but I think I'm actually about to vomit. So, yes, guys, the future is here. The future is now. Ukraine war AI slop is here, and well, it's great. Once again, it's great knowing that now Russian propaganda doesn't even have to have any budgets, and they don't even have to hire actors anymore. Now you just can create a low effort slop in 2 seconds, and people will still believe it, and it will still confirm people's already existing biases and prejudices. Great. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, though. If you guys did, then please make sure to slap the like button on it. I'm very sorry that I made you guys look at all of that. I know it's not good for anybody, but we have to look at this stuff. The internet is the collective unconsciousness of humanity. This is what people are fucking doing. Thank you guys once again so much for watching today's video. Once again, I'd like to remind you that this video was brought to you by ReadPartner. If you'd like to support the channel, don't forget to sign up for ReadPartner using the QR code or the link down in the description. More content coming soon. If you guys would like to support me additionally, and that is financially as always, you can go to the link down in the description and buy me a coffee or become a YouTube channel member. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be pretty much it for today's video. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.